back. Good Saturday morning. We're back here with North Dakota Governor and presidential candidate Doug Burgum. So I want to get to a couple more issues here. We just talked about the border and what you would do as President of the United States. As it relates to school choice, our state here just had legislation passed within this last calendar year relating to school choice and giving accounts out to families across the state to go from public to private schools or to be staying in private schools. In the first debate, you had talked about national school choice. A lot of candidates are talking about this. They're running on it as a platform. But you also had mentioned, too, in North Dakota, the great public school districts you have. So how do you go about promoting national school choice without vilifying public school districts?
Well, I think absolutely a supporter of school choice. Absolutely, K-12 education is one of the key things we have to do. We have to set up all of our young people for success. And it's one of the ways we ensure the future of this nation. But I'm opposed to the Department of Education at the federal level. This ought to be disbanded, but I'm not the first candidate to say that. President Ronald Reagan said that in 1980. We've been saying that as Republicans for 43 years. Part of this is all the red tape that comes with the federal, the ideology that gets connected with the grant money that comes from the federal government. A big chunk of the people in the North Dakota Department of Education at the local level are just managing all the federal rules that come in, and we ought to cut those ties, block grant the money to the state, and do what we've done in North Dakota, which is give the power to the local school districts, allow every school to cut their red tape. Because we've had things in North Dakota where you say, if the future of learning is hands-on, real-world, team-based learning, well, who does that? 4-H, FFA, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, a merit badge program, 4-H achievement. In North Dakota, we pass laws, you get credit for that stuff. If you're doing that work, and before it used to be, those organizations can't even meet in our school. Well, now they can not only meet in the schools, kids can get credit so they can move on to other things and help develop their learning. And we say every kid's got to be choice ready. You got to be ready to go in the military, career and technical, or college when you're a senior in high school. And kids ought to have those options coming out. So we've passed laws to make, instead of school choice, good school, bad school, we've cut the red tape for every school. So every school can be an innovation school. Every school can start driving programs that work to meet the students where they are. And so I think when you run into this, black and white, sort of alternatives, there's a way to try to lift everybody up. That's what we've done there. And I think, again, we had to shine a light on all the great teachers and the great work that's going on in this country, and education has to get better because we're in competition. We're in a Cold War with China. Other countries beating us with the STEM technology. We've got to get better at that.
What would you reiterate to public school teachers or public school districts too? There are some here in the state that are worried about a loss of funding with kids going. This is just the first year of a several-year ramp-up program for the bill here in our state too. But when it comes to a national level, talking about dismantling the Department of Education, redistributing the funds to the state, what would you tell teachers and districts of just reaffirming that funding's not going to go away?
Well, I tell teachers, thank you for your service. I would tell the administrators of the school board, get ready for some competition, because competition is good. And if parents are choosing to move their kids to another district or move them to homeschooling or move them to a private school, it's because they think it's better for their kids. And parents ought to have the choice, and competition is great for people. I know that. I spent 30 years in the private sector. Running for governor in 2016 was my first run for political office. Competition makes everybody better. It makes football interesting. It makes high school sports interesting. It makes schools better. And so I think when parents get a chance to vote as opposed to being locked in to a school district that's underperforming, that's great. It's going to make everybody step up and say, hey, we got to get our game on. And we need that. Education needs competition.
Short answer here before we get to the last question. Abortion, you want to leave it up to the states. Your Republican counterparts want to take some type of action at the federal level. So I guess just explain your rationale with that.
Well, I'm a huge, strong believer in the 10th Amendment, but let me just say I'm a pro-life governor of a pro-life state. But the 10th Amendment, 28 words, the powers that were delegated to the federal government. Delegated by who? By the states. The states created the federal government, not the other way around. And the federal government today under Joe Biden is overreaching all the time into the states. And the 10th Amendment says to the states, or to the people. So a decision that works in North Dakota is never going to work in New York, and not vice versa. What works in Minnesota won't even work in North Dakota. So the President of the United States has got to focus on the economy, energy, national security. That's his job, or her job. That's the job of the President of the United States, including border security, food security, all the things that's happening, here in energy security, what Iowa contributes to. That's the job. And some of these other issues have to be left to the states. And I have fellow Republicans Dobbs is overturned. You know, Dobbs overturns Roe v. Wade. I support that. It returned it to the states. The very next day, some Republicans who'd fought for 50 years to get it back to the states said, oh, wow, now we need the federal government to step in. Well, if you want the federal government to override the Constitution, wait till the other guys are in power. They'll all be screaming, no, no, they shouldn't be doing that. So there's a bright line. Leave it to the states.
And then last thing here, you got 30 seconds. Make your pitch to Iowa voters on why you're the man for the job.
Well, first of all, let me lead with gratitude, which is grateful for all the incredible people we've met around the state of Iowa, and thank them. And they're volunteering, they're supporting, they're donating, and I'd encourage anybody that doesn't know us to go to dougburgum.com. But I would just say, take a look. When you look down this debate stage I was on just recently, I've created more jobs than everybody on that stage. I have been making payroll since my mid-20s. Nobody else on the stage has done that. When I grew up, I was working on the farm, the ranch, at the local grain elevator. Even worked as a chimney sweep going through college. Every job I had, I took a shower at the end of the day, not the beginning of the day. If you want someone to fix the economy, if you want someone who understands technology, 30 years in the software business, because every job, every company, and every industry is being affected by technology and the military, but government hasn't changed, it hasn't caught up with where we are, then the experience that I've got building and leading companies, creating jobs, understanding how American people work. My dad, World War II vet, passed away when I was a freshman in high school. My mom went back to work with 3 kids as a widow. I understand what economic insecurity is all about. So, you know, I'm your guy. We got to get trust back in those institutions. And a small town kid that grew up with those values but's got global experience, I think our nation's ready for that.
All right. Well, Governor Burgum, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Zach. Great to be on.